Hey everybody, how's it going? My name is TRG. Welcome to my channel. I really appreciate your time. Today we're going to be talking about my own personal experience with heartbreak. I'm sure you can relate to that. How it kind of propelled me forward to make this YouTube channel and step out of my comfort zone. And last but not least, what you're hoping to get out of this channel kind of moving forward. So stay tuned for that. I think I have some great advice for you to help you out with a sticky situation. So as you can tell by the title of the video, obviously heartbreak, everyone's experienced that as well. And we're gonna go into why I'm on YouTube. So let's tackle the first thing first. This happened to me, a little while ago. This was someone that I really cared about. I don't know about you guys, I have a very difficult time connecting to someone on that level. Not on a friendship level, but an actual partner relationship level. And it's difficult to find someone that I feel like truly gets me and I truly get them. So when I meet that person, I'm really hyped up about that, right? And I get pretty attached to that person, and I felt like they felt the same way about me. I'm also a pretty emotional person, hence I guess why I'm making this video. And I don't know if you guys are, but I really try to express myself, my emotions, what I'm feeling. That can be a blessing and a curse at times. I don't know if you guys believe in horoscopes, but I'm the crab. That's my imitation of a crab, Cancer. We love very passionately. When we love, we love. When we hate, we hate. We're very passionate people, almost to a fault. That was kind of really part of everything. So this happened a little while ago. It was about a 6-month stint. Without going into, I'm a pretty private person by nature, so I'm really stepping out of my comfort zone to share some of this information. The reason why I'm doing this is because I feel like this is something that everyone or most people experience, and hopefully this advice can help you guys, okay? Due to the fact that, for protection of her privacy and the person that she's with right now, I'm not gonna talk about many specifics because I don't really want to ruffle any feathers in their relationship. If he makes her happy and she's happy, that's all that matters to me at the end of the day, and I would not want to be responsible for jeopardizing that. So moving on to kind of everything. This person was ingrained in my life for a better part of 6 months. We were ingrained in each other's lives. We would message each other in the morning. We would message each other before we went to bed. Throughout the day, when we were at our respective workplaces, we would talk about everything. We would talk about random stuff about what we did on the weekend and what, did you have lunch yet? Stuff like that. And we would talk about a lot of deep things too, especially what's been going on in the world, with COVID, with being isolated and being kind of confined to your home. I'm lucky enough to have a job where I can work remote. So I wouldn't say that it didn't inconvenience me, but I'm very fortunate to be able to work from the comfort of my home and have a good job doing that. Anyways, she was very much ingrained in my life, and it was, so you can imagine, when we kind of had to, it didn't work out and we had to kind of split apart, it became very difficult for me. It's like you're used to having this person in your life every single day for the last 6 months, and then you develop kind of this habit, it's part of your routine, and all of a sudden they get cut out of your life. I really tried to go back and forth with that and really tried to establish some boundaries and everything like that. It was partly my fault that I didn't adhere to them, and I can't say that she's completely innocent in these cases, but I don't think that she did anything malicious to hurt me or to purposely, do anything bad to me or anything like that. It was just, unfortunate circumstances that things didn't work out, and kind of here we are. Eventually, I kind of just cut off everything, so I deleted her on my WhatsApp and Instagram and blocked her and all that kind of stuff. And again, it wasn't because I hate her or, she hates me. I think it's just, for me, I felt like I was kind of in between the friend zone and, boyfriend, somewhere in the middle. I don't know what you want to call that. And that wasn't a fun place to be. I felt like I deserved more. So, that's kind of where I kind of put my foot down a little bit and said, like, this is what I want. And obviously she couldn't adhere to that. Okay. So yeah, I went cold turkey, and then, here we are, I spent a little bit of time with everything and really kind of gathered my thoughts and stuff like that. And I think that through going through that process has really helped me kind of tap into things that I've always wanted to do in my life, but never been brave enough to do. For example, this YouTube channel. I've been wanting to make this YouTube channel for the last 10 years of kind of helping people, and even helping one person at a time, with one video. Like, that would make a huge, that I would consider that a success. But, I've always made excuses. I'm too busy at work, I'm too tired, I don't have the expertise to film or edit, I don't have the right camera, I don't have the right lighting, I need a better PC for video editing. I got too much in my life right now, like, just every excuse imaginable, under the sun. And I felt like, once I kind of cut her out of my life and really thought to myself, I was like, why am I waiting so long? This is never going to be perfect, but just stepping out of your comfort zone, being brave enough to do that, step up to the plate, and really just trying. Anything I've learned from this, don't wait. Life is short. If anything that this year's taught us, life is super short. Don't wait for things to happen. Just go do them. Just go try them. And if you fail, fine. At least you tried. You can really say to yourself that you did it. And I promise you, honestly, even from failure, if you want to call it that, which, I don't know if I totally believe in absolute failure, you learn something from that. There's always something you can parlay from that. I've learned something from this previous relationship that I had where it didn't work out. I learned something about myself. I learned something about the type of partner that I want, what characteristics I want from them and everything. So that's really it, guys. That's a huge reason why I'm making this video, just to kind of share my thoughts and how you can really take maybe a negative and make it into a positive, and really get the courage to kind of spin that off into something that you've always wanted to do. So I want to tackle a couple things that I feel would be good pieces of advice for you guys on the top 5 things that I feel like I kind of did to get over the situation, or at least help me to get over the situation. And this doesn't have to, apply to just heartbreak. This could literally happen, be applied to really anything, any situation or difficulty that you're having. Number 1 tip, honestly, is exercise. So any form of exercise. I think it's super important to get that sweat going, get the endorphins running. Honestly, just to get out of the house even, like, I told you I work remotely, so I'm sitting in my chair in front of the computer for 8 or 9 or 10 hours a day. It's not exactly the best thing to do. So getting up to move your legs, going outside, getting some fresh air, I think is super important. I personally schedule a walk for myself at 6 p.m. This helps me kind of compartmentalize things, deal with stress from work. When I was going through that whole period, it really gave me time to kind of sit down with my thoughts, calm my mind, do all that. So whatever, gets you going, whether it's weights, CrossFit, HIIT training, yoga, Pilates, Zumba, walking, jogging, cycling, just do something. It doesn't have to be that extensive. Guys, I'm not a fitness guru. Trust me, I'm not in the best shape, of my life. But anyone can do this. You can literally, you live in an apartment, find some steps to do some steps, do whatever you need to do, schedule 20 minutes, half an hour a day to be able to do this. So I know therapy, in some respects is really expensive. You might be fortunate enough to be in a company where they give you some benefits to offset some of that. I'd recommend you explore that with your HR if you do have a company that's fortunate enough to have those kind of benefits. If you don't, though, I really feel like you should try it. You really lose nothing if you do it and it doesn't work out for you. And if it does, then that's fantastic. And please don't give up just because you didn't gel with one therapist. You might need to talk to multiple people to really find someone that really fits who you are as a person, and that's totally understandable, right? But I think it's a really well worth investment. Counseling is probably a little bit cheaper depending on where you live, obviously, but I think there's a lot of resources out there. I won't name any names of ones, but you can find online, and that makes it a lot more affordable and a lot cheaper to be able to attain. Even like talking to a friend about these things, or a family member or someone that you're close to, really helps. Funny enough, I found it really easy to talk to anonymous people. So when I was going through some rough times about 10 years ago, I took a trip to China, and I had a difficult time divulging what I was going through at that current time with my closest friends. And it wasn't because I didn't trust them or anything like that, but it was just easier to talk to a complete stranger because there was no judgment. There's no ramifications, I guess, right? So, if that helps you, that's a piece of advice that I can give you. Sometimes talking to a complete stranger about some of these things really helps. I think the last thing is if you work somewhere where they have like a 1-800 number, like I'm fortunate enough that we have kind of like a 1-800 help center, which is a benefits program that we subscribe to. And anyone in your immediate household can really call them for anything. Tip number 3 for you: do something that makes you happy. Okay, it's really important that you do that on a pretty routine basis. Okay, what do I mean by this? Who knows? You could be walking down the street and you see like a bunch of geese or bunnies hopping around, and you take a picture of that and you film a little video with them and stuff like that. Or you go like buy your favorite ice cream once in a while. Okay, this is not to say that you should buy like a pint of ice cream and have that every single day. That's probably not the healthiest thing for you guys. If you want to do that, I can't stop you, but everything in moderation, obviously. But the most important thing is to kind of trigger that response in your head where you feel like, wow, this is like a really good feeling, and maybe for 5 minutes of in the stretch, I'm actually feeling a little bit better about myself with that, right? So just make sure that you understand that you're worth it. Okay, you understand that you're worth it to have those experiences, that happiness in your life, that you should kind of go out of your way to treat yourself once in a while to like that $5 snack, or spend $5 on yourself, or whatever it might be. I think that's really important. That doesn't necessarily have to be money related. That obviously could be something that's free. If it's going for a hike, going out to, I don't know, for a walk somewhere, anything, right? So just make sure that you find something that makes yourself happy and try to repeat that process on a routine basis, right? Within reason. Please don't harm yourself or anyone else. That's not the point of this video. Number 4, organize yourself. That's a big one. Personally, to me, I use a Google Calendar all the time to just organize myself, in my work life, but also my personal life as well. Use whatever calendar you see fit, but I would recommend that you do use something, okay? Even if you write it down on a piece of paper and a pen, I think that would be super important. Why is this important? It's important so that you don't have compromised time, right? So 6 o'clock, I'm gonna go for a walk, and whatever else I have besides any kind of emergency, I'm gonna drop to do that, right? It's super easy, and I'm sure some remote workers can relate to this, to really sit at the computer for 9 hours a day and just keep doing work, especially if you work in tech. Just do work constantly, nonstop. You really need to set a time where it's a reminder for you to take a little bit of a break, right? To organize yourself, that you want to, work out at this time, go for a walk at this time, maybe meditate at this time, and follow that routine, guys. Like, I can't stress this enough. I'm not a super organized person, so I need an agenda to be able to do that. I promise you, if you do that for like 7 to 14 days consecutively, you're gonna feel better about your situation, okay? I'm willing to bet that most of you will. It definitely helped me, and I'm very confident that'll help you. And you're gonna be better for it at the end of the day, because you're gonna maximize the amount of time that you have. At the end of the day, the most finite resources in the world is really, I guess, time. and I guess that's kind of tied to your health. So, making sure that you maximize your time every day, I think, carpe diem, right? Seize the day, I think is super important. Okay. Tip number 5. So this is a very simple one, but I think it's one that kind of escapes most of us. Let yourself feel. Okay. I think that sometimes we get so caught up in, sometimes males suffer from this. Just being masculine, masking everything, trying to put on a brave face. And females do suffer from this as well, right? Or anyone in the gambit suffers from this. We're so often caught up in kind of moving forward and everything like that, that we don't let ourselves feel sometimes. We're like, oh, we're going to show weakness. We shouldn't, show the enemy that we're suffering because of them. We need to be vengeful, we need to protect ourselves as a defense mechanism. I feel like the odd one out because I'm, getting bent out of shape because of the situation. No, guys, you feel what you feel, okay? Let yourself feel and let yourself heal. Okay, I know that rhymed. I wasn't intending for that to happen. But that's really the truth. Time heals all wounds. That's so, I can't say this enough. That is 100% the truth. Okay. I remember there was a time when, my first love, elementary school, I was in love with her for probably 3.5 years. She was my best friend at the time. The problem was she was in love with my best friend, my other best friend, who was a guy. And that was a really rough period for me, for sure, right? Because you want her to be happy, but you can't really make her happy because she's not into you. And I remember, I was just in love with her for 3.5 years, unquestionable, right? And one day I can't explain it. Like, we didn't get into a fight. Nothing had really changed in our kind of dynamic. I was still friends with her. I was still friends with, the guy and, all that. But I woke up one day and was like, the weight was just lifted off of my chest. I just knew I wasn't in love with her anymore. I wasn't. And I knew. And I never returned to that kind of like state. But that was it, And I think I knew at a very early age that, that was one of the recognitions that time heals all wounds. And it really does, no matter how deep some of these wounds are. Over time, when you do things for yourself every day and really live for yourself and try to make yourself happy, like those other tips that I was telling you, you will get to a point where, you're just feeling a lot better about who you are as a person, right? And you can move that forward. So those are my top 5 tips, guys, of what I've kind of incorporated into my life to kind of get over some of these situations. I really do hope those tips help you, and I really do hope that you incorporate them into your lives. Please let me know, honestly, give me feedback in, the comments below, whether or not you've incorporated them. Tell me time frames on how long ago you've incorporated them. If, tell me the results, guys. I really want you to participate, and I really want to hear from you if these things have helped you out and if they've made you feel a lot better, at the end of the day. Thank you. So this is, we're moving on. We're going to be talking about part 3 and, what you're going to be getting out of this channel kind of moving forward. So, the genesis of this channel really was, I really used to be the counselor for my friends, and the therapist for my friends, if you will, therapist, not a certified therapist. And I just realized that, like, wow, they're asking me a lot of questions that are, pretty common sense, but like a lot of people suffer from them, right? And I don't mean that common by saying that they were stupid or anything like that. That wasn't the case at all. It's just common as in it's commonly shared amongst a lot of people, right? But people are still, suffering from these things. They're not being able to kind of figure out, their way around these things. So I wanted to make this channel, honestly, for the last 10 years. And I was, like I was mentioning before, I wasn't brave enough to be able to do that before. And I felt like this kind of situation really propelled me forward to trust in myself that I had good advice to give to people, and just kind of take a leap of faith for that to happen. So that's really the whole genesis of this channel. I really told myself that if I'm able to help one person, just one person, from my videos, I would consider this a success. Okay. So that's really what I wanted to do. I want to change the world one click at a time, and you know, that's really the genesis of this. So I think what you can find with this channel moving forward is that we tackle all kinds of relationship advice, and this doesn't really have to be between, you know, someone that you're having a romantic relationship with, but you know, family, friends, like, oh, my parents are going to divorce, you know, I'm feeling a certain way about it, how do I handle it? You know, I have a mean boss, you know, how do I ask my boss for a raise? I have a best friend that betrayed me, all those kind of things. That's really what this channel is about, to tackle all kinds of things that people are suffering from, no matter your creed, your culture, your, you know, your ethnicity, your sex, you know, where you're from, whatever, you know, your geographical location. I think that anyone can really take part in what I'm talking about today. So, you know, I hope you're excited about this channel, and I hope you got something from this video, and really stay tuned for a lot of things that are to come. I think that you'll find that a lot of these things are universally appealing to a lot of people, and maybe even if it can't help you, that it could help someone else that you care about and you love very much, and that's really what all I wanted at the end of the day. Anyways, thanks so much for watching, guys. I appreciate your time. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe. It really helps me out and helps the channel grow. Hit that notification bell so you're going to be up to date on the videos that are coming up. I'm going to try to post Monday, Wednesday, Friday for you guys, because I'm sure that you have a lot of questions that you need answered. And most importantly, guys, really the genesis of this channel was to try to save the world one click at a time. I can't do that without your help, guys. So if you have a loved one that you really care about that could benefit from this video, please share that with them. If one piece of advice from this video helps them make their day even just 1% better, I'm gonna consider that a win. You're gonna consider that a win. They will as well, okay? So thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you in the next video. Take care, bye.